This is Never Gallimore from the Cowboys, and I want to give a major shout out to Mike Tack. Keep bringing the hype to the Cowboys Nation. We love and appreciate it. Now, can you dig it? Let's get it.
What's up, Cowboys Nation? What is up? It's your boy Mike Tag here. We're doing a little multitasking, so I apologize. I was trying to get something out real quick, letting people know we are live, and to come on by the cave. So I apologize. I was having some technical difficulties. I'm like Kelly. I don't know what it is. Sometimes you got to work through these technical problems. But it's Monday. We are fresh recovered from happy hour, and I got to say, I had a great time with happy hour, man. It was, I don't know, almost 3 hours. We appreciate the chat was pumping. Everyone popping in and out. We had special guests, Eugene Lockhart. I mean, you can't get much better than him. He had me ready to run through a brick wall. So, Jimmy, unfortunately, you had to go out. You missed.
I missed it. I was pissed. I listened to it in the like a big shot taking a taxi to where I had to go because I had too much to drink at that point. Yeah, he was all hype, man. That was great. So hopefully we have him on a Monday night one time.
No, we're definitely going to get him on. But he
is.
I was trying to get the cut, and I need to do it, but he's hungry.
He's hungry.
We're going to come up with our hungry player of the week. I'm going to make something up, and
that's great,
and have a good time. But I tell you, man, it was a lot of news going on. I had to break out my old school Zeke shirt, and you kind of saw some stuff going through. He got a new haircut. Everything was kind of looking good. And then you saw him tweet out number 15. And I was thinking, well, maybe there's a chance. Maybe he's coming back. Maybe something's going on. And lo and behold, he is heading north up to New England. And anyone knows New England, you know what happened to Eugene Lockhart when he headed north? He said it's a cold business, this NFL, and it's even colder in New England. But I'm happy for him. I'm not going to be one to crap on him or do anything like that. I mean, I wish him well. I'm glad he landed, with a team. He's got an opportunity. I think he can max out at $6 million, so make some money. Maybe he has a chip on his shoulder. A lot of people doubt him. Sometimes that's motivation. So we're going to see him October 1st. Your boy's going to be at AT&T. So we're going to have a homecoming. Hopefully it's not a good one for him, but outside that, I wish him the best.
No, you know what it is? I'm kind of surprised. I think it was a foregone conclusion he was going to end up in New England, but I'm kind of surprised the Jets didn't make a bigger move at him. I mean, especially they got injuries at the running back position. So I guess we'll see if Dalvin Cook ends up there.
No, I mean it's I was hearing that about Dalvin Cook maybe going to New York, right? I thought I heard something. I thought maybe that was happening today. You're looking at the Cowboys. You're looking at their situation at running back. Zeke, that production. I mean, his numbers went down, but the dirty yards, the goal line, the short yardage. I mean, those are things someone's got to make up. And if it's Pollard, great, but that's going to put a lot of wear and tear on him. Now, if he's going to be a 1-year guy and they're going to go ahead and move on from him next year and draft a guy or do whatever they're going to do, then so be it. So anyway, you wish him well. I hope it really works out for him, except for October 1st. I hope it doesn't work out too good for him. I think back to when Emmitt Smith went to the Cardinals. Now I'm not comparing Zeke to Emmitt Smith, so calm down. But when he went to the Cardinals, when he came back to Dallas, man, I love Emmitt Smith. People know that. I wanted nothing more than see the Cowboys, just really put a hurting on him. And they unfortunately did, separated his shoulder. I think it was Roy Williams did that. But I don't want to see anything like that happen. I never want to see a guy get hurt. But hopefully it's a tough day for Zeke at AT&T.
Yeah, you know what? And like you said, nobody can piss on him or anything like that. It's a business. And do you know how much he signed for? Or was that even disclosed?
The only thing I saw is a contract can be valued up to $6 million with incentives. So I'm sure there's something in there with, he's going to have to play well. He's going to have things happen. So it's going to be, what's up, bud? It's going to be, it's going to be one of those things. But hey, you wish him well. He had some good years in Dallas. Unfortunately, they didn't get the championship, and that's what's going to put you up to that level. I mean, he leaves the third all-time leading rusher, I believe, in Cowboys history. I think he's third. Correct me if I'm wrong in the chat, but I think he's third behind Emmett and Tony Dorsett. But on the good news, Zach Martin's back. Now, we all figured this was going to happen. I don't really understand why these things happen and why maybe there's a little bit of a delay there and they had to hold out a couple of weeks and this and that. It seemed to work out with what I think most people really want, what both sides wanted. He wanted guaranteed money. They weren't going to make him the highest paid guard, but it was a win-win. And I think, God, that could have been done a few weeks ago, but he's back in. Maybe they saw the game Saturday and saw some of our quarterbacks get beat up a little bit and figure, well, we better get me, even those backups.
Right. Yeah. Now that was good. That was fun the other night watching the game, checking out and hanging out with everybody. You guys must have been happy with Deuce Vaughn. It sounds like he might be a formidable.
I think the we're talking about the rookie debuts and there was a bunch of them, but I think one of the bright spots for the Cowboys, Deuce Vaughn. I mean, he played well, and he's small, right? I mean, he's not a big guy, but he's played against good competition and low center of gravity, down hard to hit. Like Woody the Wabbit, if you remember Meatballs, the old movie. Low center of gravity. He had some juice, and I think he's going to bring some juice to this offense. Is he going to be a 15 carry guy? I doubt that very highly, but I think he's a guy that gets some carries. Maybe get some stuff in the obviously in the passing game, and he's a guy that can be a matchup nightmare and just another weapon to help this offense, go. So that's what I'm thinking.
Well, you know what it is too. I think that I take a step back talking about Zeke. I mean, he did only sign a 1-year deal, so does he end up back in Dallas next year if he plays well this season?
I mean, I doubt it. I doubt it. Yeah, that made official. I thought of Dalvin Cook to the Jets 1-year deal. So yeah, that was I was having computer issues, but I had a feeling I heard that was going to happen. So I think that's going to make the Jets better. Dalvin Cook, I think, is a great running back. I think he's got a lot left. People talk about him getting hurt, but he didn't really miss many games. He got Dallas. He got Dallas one time pretty good. We shut him down another time. So it's just going to make that home opener at AT&T even sweeter. Almost as sweet as us having our Cowboys cave tailgate party, but it's going to be a good time. It's going to be a fun season. It's already,
it's right here. It's this close,
man. Yeah. It's feeling good, but what's up, Mark? Now, Mark was our boots on the ground at the game at AT&T, and unfortunately, with AT&T, their Wi-Fi don't work for shit. I've got AT&T, and I have a hard time getting my tickets to, getting everything to upload. So I think you were there one time. We had some.
No, we were there, and I remember trying to upload things to Twitter and send text messages. It sucked, but still a great time, man. If you haven't been to AT&T, you got to go. No. That is a fun time and a great setup. And like I said the other night, Jerry knows how to do it. He's got that place set up just right. It's an experience.
No. It is, but what they're doing now with the tickets or whatever, they're not paper tickets anymore, but with your barcode, they said they're refreshing it like every 30 seconds to stop from fraud or people kind of doing some shenanigans or whatever they do. So you need to, they better make sure that Wi-Fi is good, because your boy, I pay for my premium seats and I expect premium service. I ain't gonna be sitting outside. Last night, a lady told me I had to wait outside until they upload. I said, well, I ain't doing this shit again, and I'm gonna be there. They need to figure that stuff out. That's on them. I'm the consumer. I pay my money. They give me the seat license. They need to figure out how to get this Wi-Fi thing going so we can get our tickets. So it's going to be good. What did he say?
He said, Mark, I got you. He says he's got better service, AT&T, better than at home.
Does it? Well, then I don't know what he's got. Well, he's never going to be a guest on our podcast. Is Wi-Fi? Like, I got AT&T. You understand what I'm talking about? I got AT&T as my service provider, being loyal. being loyal to sympathetic to the cause here. And I don't know. I just have trouble with it, but we'll see. I mean, hopefully, sometimes it's like these little dead areas. It's little dead areas. So we'll see what happens. There you
go.
It
sucked. No, once you enter,
got to be some people that go to Cowboy games that understand the pain that I'm talking about. But
once you enter the stadium itself, outside in the Miller Lite tent out there, it's fine. It's once you enter, it sucks.
It's right when you enter. And it's when I enter on the whatever the side going into the club level. Let's brag a little bit. I work hard. We got the club level, and right in front of that area, the cell service drops off where I got to go to the parking lot and upload the tickets. But like what I'm saying, what worries me is if it has to refresh every 30 seconds. I can't run I'm an old man. I can't be running up and down the parking lot trying to get my tickets to work. So we'll see what happens.
Mike Tag, just some old man. Get him back up to the club level.
Staggering in there. I mean, I got time to be. I'll be lucky to be able to find my tickets on my phone, for God's sake. And the problem is, Kelly's sitting next to me. He ain't gonna be no help either.
It's gonna be two people without a brain between them at that point. Hey, thank God you ain't got me there. That'd be worse.
Oh, I know. No, we'll definitely. Yeah. Well, I hope maybe they upgraded everything. So I'm glad you had no issues scanning the tickets.
You can't have that because
Ultra he's been on a tear. I had issues. I did a show Sunday, and I just got to say, thank you everyone. That hit almost 2,000 views. And I had a great time. Just chopping it up with Cowboys. And I don't know what happened, but our system, the chat went away where I couldn't see it, but I guess people were chatting. And I was telling my brother, I was like, man, I hadn't seen Ultra. I said, Ultra, I hadn't seen him in a while. And, maybe someone hurt his feelings. And my brother like, no, he was on there. He said, Dallas sucks. They're going to be 9-8. I'm like, wait a minute. Didn't Ultra just tell me that the Cowboys are going to beat the hell out of the Eagles? He was making fun of the Eagle fans. So I don't know what's going on with you, man. I love Ultra. And he knows I love him, but sometimes I don't know if he does stuff just for reaction. Is he one of those? Is he part of ESPN and NFL Network that you got to talk about the reaction? Is that what he's doing? I don't know.
Well, wait a minute. He's ripped on the Cowboys. He's ripped on the Falcons already tonight. He's attacking my Yankees, and they deserve it. But that's another story.
I gotta say the Yankees deserve it. Ultra was telling me how great Schoonmaker was. He was going to be the next coming, and now he's saying they killed the draft. Our draft not good enough. I mean, I don't know what the hell happened, but anyway, it's what are you going to do? What are you going to do? But I promise you that. Well, my man Curtis, the Eagles don't want no part of us. It's going to be interesting to see what happens. People get so worked up, and Jimmy, you've seen it. With your team or and you guys with your other teams. I saw these people like sending us in a panic. Oh my God! Look, we lost to the Jaguars. We're in trouble. I mean, I looked at the stat. Lawrence didn't play. Parsons didn't play. Armstrong didn't play. LVE didn't play. Diggs didn't play. Gilmore didn't play. Dak didn't play. CD didn't play. Gallup didn't play. Cooks didn't play. Pollard didn't play. The whole offensive line didn't play. I mean, what you didn't have a team out there. Your second string.
You can't count that. I mean,
they had Trevor Lawrence out there, and our rookie, who I never even heard of, Thomas, picked him off.
Well, and you know what? I tell you, that nonsense about preseason. First of all, here's a stat. I found this out yesterday. The Ravens have won 24 straight preseason games. Their last loss in the preseason was 2015. It obviously doesn't mean anything, right?
Yeah.
Their 24 straight preseasons mean nothing. It's all a tryout for rookies.
It is.
And, you don't want to get your ass kicked. But, if you got horse face going against you and you got all your backups in, what's going to happen? Hey, the Falcons, we started nobody. D. Alford, cornerback. He's the only one who's a potential starter that actually started that game.
No, and I mean, you guys will be getting things going. We're going to get into it. But, it's like I saw Ultra made a comment. The Eagles had a better draft than us. How the hell do you know who had a better draft in August? I mean, does anyone know? Everyone laughed at the Cowboy, laughed at Parsons when he was drafted. I got it. I guarantee Ultra was probably one of them. All these Cowboy fans, oh my God, we should have got Slater. What are we doing? We screwed up. We got a linebacker. Who drafts a linebacker in the first round? Oh my, we drafted him too high. Don't give me this bullshit. You don't know. Give me 3 years. Give me 3 years. The thing I'll say, what I'll talk about with the Cowboys draft and the Eagles, if you guys want to talk about it, if anyone wants to say the Eagles are better, I'm going to go off on history. And odds are the Cowboys draft is going to be better based on history. Look at the last 5 years. Look at the last whatever you want to do. Based off history, I'm going to say the Cowboys will have a better draft. Now, could the Eagles in 2 years is when you figure it out. In 2 years, we're going to come back and we're going to see who has a better draft. That's what it takes. You have no idea how any of these guys are going to pan out. I mean,
that's right. First of all, you don't even know how the teams are going to pan out until you get 3 games into the season. So how are you going to sit there and judge the draft? Like you said, that's a full season or 2 before you can figure that out.
Hey, Aaron, if you want it, this is how petty. There's a Jalen Carter's Aaron Donald 2.0. I saw him play. He didn't even make a tackle. But I'm going to say Jalen Carter's good. He's going to be good. He probably will be good if he translates to the, for his college to his pros. But we'll see. The guy has had some off the field issues. He's had all these things, and it's like we've talked about. When you get to look at Johnny Manziel, all you got to do is go watch a Johnny Manziel documentary. You don't know where these guys' mindsets are when they get to the next level. Do they really want to be there? Did they just want a paycheck? Are they going to pay their dues? Just like Eugene Lockhart said, in Happy Hour. Are they hungry? Are they going to bust their ass and do everything that needs to be done? They bring in their lunch pail. They doing everything they got to do. You don't know. None of us know. You can't get inside the head of a 22-year-old kid and figure out what he wants. So I love all these guys that say this guy's going to be the next coming. This guy's is going to be that. Yeah. You have no clue. No one knows. Nobody knows. That's why you see guys undrafted and end up being Hall of Famers or 5th or 6th rounders. And then you see these first rounders that are bust.
Yes.
I mean, you've seen a few of them in your time in Atlanta. I mean, wasn't who was that one quarterback? You didn't draft him, but you got Jeff George was supposed to be the greatest.
Oh, God.
But he didn't have it here, and he didn't have it here, and it never translated to success.
But that's the thing. In those later rounds, you got guys who had to bust their ass to make the team, right? So they are hungrier, like Lockhart said, they're hungry and they're going to forget their manners, right? So they are busting their ass. They are, hitting the film and playing hard and laying it all out there, right? So I agree with you. Nobody's going to know about this.
You don't know. No. I mean, just like here, Zeke was going to be the next Emmitt Smith. I mean, Emmitt Smith did it over time, and Emmitt Smith, he wasn't big enough, wasn't fast enough, wasn't this, but you can't measure what's inside a guy's heart. And here's the best is Ultra. God, I don't want to give him too much time, but he makes me laugh. He almost, Jimmy, you understand what I'm talking about? This is Hall of Fame but this is Aaron Donald. He almost got a sack. He didn't get the sack. Almost. Got the hell out of here with this shit. I love it, though. I love Ultra. It's all
Ultra's great. He says what he feels. I wish he was here Saturday night, man. We missed you on Saturday night.
It could have, but yeah, it is. Everyone's going to have first round bust. Absolutely, we're going to have first round. You just can't predict these kids. And like I said, go watch Manziel. Go watch any of these guys, and they're kids, man. Think about us when I don't want to think about us when we were 20.
Well,
God forbid. But
I got those no cameras around.
You just don't know. So that's where I'm saying a lot of it depends on the situation. Jimmy, how many guys do you see have all this talent? Let's talk about the quarterbacks. You got Bryce Young. You got CJ. You had Richardson. All make their debuts. Struggle. It's preseason. Okay.
Wow.
But 2 of the 3 more than likely are going to be bust. If you want to call them a bust, they're probably going to be.
Bryce Young. Ooh, he got blown up. He's got no offensive line, man. I feel badly for him. Or if Andy Dalton ends up playing the games because he gets, blown up or knocked out. So they're going to suck. I don't care what anybody says. They're talking about.
I missed you. I'm sorry.
No, I said Carolina. I said.
Oh, yeah, Carolina.
He got blown up. They have no offensive line. So you may see Andy Dalton in at some point this season. We'll see what happens.
Yeah.
I don't know who was on here last week saying they're going to take the NFC South. They must be on crack.
No. It's you don't know, man. You see these guys. You hope anyone who cares about football and loves football, you want everyone to be at their best. I'd love to play everyone at their best, and that way, you beat them. You beat the best. There's no excuses.
That's right.
You have a 4-string quarterback or whatever else. I'm not going to pound my chest, beating a running back who played quarterback. you want to beat your best. Now, I'm not going to apologize, in the same respect to defend Eagle fans or anyone else. If that happened to Dallas and we played a team that had their running back as quarterback, I ain't going to apologize for it. I'm going to just jump up and down too. So, it is what it is.
Right.
Overreaction on rookie debuts. I guess that was kind of what we're trying to do, is like, people are just, it's too high and it's, you get too low. And you see some of these guys like, Jalen Tolbert's in his second year. He played a nice game, got a nice touchdown, it was kind of a ticky-tack offensive pass interference, whatever crap call, but made a very nice catch. I mean, you look for those kind of things. And that's a kid who some people say, hey, he was a bust. You draft that receiver that high. He didn't pick up the offense. It basically was a redshirt year, wasted year. But in the second year, maybe he turns into, all right, there's the guy. Now, is he a bust now or is he not? I mean, that's why I say it takes 3 years to see, how your draft really pans out.
Well, and then you look at a guy like Trey Lance. He gets hurt last year, and Purdy takes over. But look at him; he looked awful the other day. Was it yesterday? He looked terrible. So you got to wonder if Sam Darnold's going to be the second string quarterback on that team. And you hope it doesn't happen. But like you said, you don't know what goes through their minds. Guy got hurt last season. Now it's off to a bad start so far in the preseason. I guess we'll see what happens.
No, it will. And to Ultra, I don't block anyone, but I'm going to address Ultra because he's here. Maybe he didn't hear my rant because he's only on when you're on. If we have a guest on, I'm not going to allow anyone to disrespect him, period. You want to call me an a-hole? You want to call me a dummy? You want to call Jimmy a dummy? Call Kelly a dummy? You can say that. But if we got a guest on, very hard to get guests. I'm just being straight up with you guys. To get Daryl Moose Johnston to come in the cave, to get Barry Switzer, Dave Campo. We had Kyle Yeomans at DallasCowboy.com. I mean, we work hard to get these. We get these guys is begging and pleading, selling and doing everything you can do to get these guys to come on and share their stories. I'm not allowing one of you guys to disrespect them, period.
No, you can't do that.
Do it.
No.
On Twitter, go ahead. You want to do it when they're not on, go ahead. But when they're on, because they're reading the chat. I had Eugene Lockhart. He sat and read through every chat, and he got back with me. And I've had Ernie Mills, read the chat, and Campo, all these guys. I love seeing what the fans say. And if you're going to act like an asshole, I can't allow it. I can't. Now, call me a baby. Call me whatever you want. Go ahead. No. Names. It's respect. It's respecting the guests that we bring into our house, in the cave, to bring to you guys, to give you guys some insight and learn more about the history of the team and do all this stuff. We do it for you guys. And if you're going to shit on them, I can't allow it. So,
and you guys don't know what, Mike has going on behind the scenes to make this happen. So when you get somebody in the cave, especially guys like that, these are big names that he's getting in, to interview and have fan interaction. You don't want them seeing that sort of thing, Yeah. And like Mike said, you want to screw with me, the Falcons suck, this and that, F the Yankees. I don't care, or say I look ugly. I don't care what you say, but you can't disrespect these guys when they come in here.
No. It's not asking much, man. I mean, we're a bunch of slubs. We're like you guys, man. We're fans. We're Cowboy fans. He's a Falcon fan. We love doing this stuff. We love interacting with everyone, but that's all it is, man. It is just, you get this opportunity because they all talk. They, right. They go, hey, man, this guy Mike, Cowboy Cave wants me to go to the show. Man, I wouldn't go on there. They got a bunch of a-holes that sit there and shit talk the whole time. Then it's done.
And Steve, to your point about the interviews, look, when all the folks coming in that Mike's interviewing and Kelly's with them, they're all Cowboys, Cowboys beat reporters, retired Cowboys players. I wouldn't lend much to that, right? When I come on here, we're talking about football generally speaking. We're talking about the Cowboys, obviously, the Falcons, the NFL. We're talking about baseball, hockey, whatever. I don't lend a whole lot when the Cowboy, when you got Cowboys interviews on here. So that's the rationale behind that.
But I mean, we're trying to get some Falcons.
Yes, I know. I appreciate that.
Maybe we'll call this Falcon up. I mean, Bijan said his debut this weekend. Now, again, I don't think these guys aren't gonna play play a whole lot. He's gonna get a few carries. So, I mean, what is your expectations?
No, you know what? He's probably gonna play the first quarter. And like I said, man, not only is he's playing well, he's playing well in practice, but I'm shocked at how well he can, take deep passes. Like this guy
Oh,
has
I mean,
multiple facets.
yeah, he's gonna be good for you
It's
guys.
crazy. Yeah. So, and not only that, we got Matthew Bergeron, Vive le Quebec, going to be taken over at right guard. So, that was another good pickup for us in the draft to beef up that offensive line.
Yeah. No, I got to hear that story. Mark has some story with Emmett that I gotta at the tailgate party. We're gonna find out that story. I'm trying to get Andre Rison. I reached out to
That would
Andre
be great.
Rison. Now I liked Andre Rison.
Yes.
I mean, I thought he was awesome. He was he
was, man. Well, remember he
had a nice run with the Falcons.
Yes, he did. Remember the time he got in that slap boxing match with Prime when he got that was great.
That's the stuff I'd love to hear. I'm not gonna. I would ask him that, man. What was going through your head, man? Did you guys plan that out? Because they didn't even do anything. It was boom, just start hitting each other and just stood up.
And talking shit. That was funny. That was great. And that was
let me show you this, Jimmy. Let me show you. Hold on.
Okay.
Hold on.
Here we go. Where's Mike going? Let's see what he's got. He's got a prize.
I was telling everyone that I had I bought something. I've been looking for this for my cave, and there you go.
Very nice.
Yeah. Now they have the Falcons. It's hard to find the Cowboys. The only one they have the Cowboys is if you got to buy a dual pack with Jerry Rice and him. It's like going. You made me think of it when you were talking about fighting because Jerry Rice and him used to go at it. And so I was so happy to get it. I look for if I ever find the Falcon one and it's at a decent price, I would definitely snag it for you for sure.
Yes. Hook me up, man. That was funny. You're all happy running back with that. That's a nice addition to the cave.
The best part of it is like my wife, the box comes. So I bought this, and then my brother he's got a new house, so he's gonna make his Broncos cave. And it has an upstairs. It's really a great spot. I was over there yesterday. We're kind of looking at things. It's a great spot for a cave. So we're going through it, and the guy I found on eBay had this, and he had a John Elway. So I bought them both.
Yeah.
And the package comes in the mail, and my wife's like, "Hey, what do you got there?" I said, "Well, I bought a couple toys." And it's just
oh gosh!
But the thing is the guy on Facebook. I bought the thing and I said, "Hey man, I appreciate it. Thanks." And I gave my address and all that, and he sent it off. He goes, "Hey man, I love your show, man. I follow you." And it was just out of so it was kind of cool that out of the blue.
But getting back to Bijan, I'll tell you guys. Again, I was asked the other day. Actually, Kelly asked me on Saturday night at happy hour, which if you missed it, you got to go back and check out the replay. He asked me where would I draft Bijan if for my fantasy. I would go second round. Now a lot of people call me out on that, but remember Tyler Algier ran for 1,100 yards last year, and he's a really good running back. So like I said, I think Bijan gets 65% of the touches, 65, and then you're gonna have Tyler Algier get basically the rest. Patterson, they're going to be moving him all over the place. Cordell Patterson. So that's my thought. But
no, I think it's always a committee, but I think he's going to be a fantasy. I think he's going to be a fantasy football guy. I mean, he's going to put up some good numbers just with everything, touches, reception, because it's point per reception league, a lot of them. So for that kind of information, you don't want to. I mean, you don't come to me. You come to the show tomorrow night to finish tomorrow. Football. You check that out, and then every now and then you may see Jimmy pop his head in there, especially with with Vince. I mean, Vince is becoming.
Oh God.
He's a marked man. I don't know if he yesterday he said I can't leave the house. He said got people hiding in the bushes or looking for him. So I don't know what's going to happen with Vince. So we'll see what happens.
Well, he's part of a cult. They're trying to find.
But we'll see. But it's Danny going to put a shrine up of Russell Wilson in there. My brother was a Bronco fan. Now this is a buddy of mine who's he's a Washington fan. Now there's a petition for the Washington to get the Redskins names back. So I definitely, Joe, I want to hear what your thoughts are on that. But yeah, Danny's not a fan of Russell Wilson. So I don't know if you're going to see that. He did put a big picture of Elway. He's got Elway up there. Yeah. He's got Peyton Manning and stuff like that.
So he's living in the past right now. Okay. Well, yeah, I tell you, speaking of the Cowboys and Broncos, what about DeMarcus Ware in the Hall of Fame? They hung the Broncos jersey up. What's up with that?
I'm glad you said that. That's why you and I work so well together, because you're reading my mind. I was I was going to say that. Now that hurt. I'm going to be honest with you. It hurt for a couple reasons. One, I mean, he was a major part of his careers with the Cowboys,
Right.
but it goes back to what I said is, championships, matter. And he won a Super Bowl with Denver, and they put that jersey in his case. And it was a kick in the gut for a guy who loves, I love DeMarcus Ware. I mean, he's in the cave. He's, and to see that was painful. It was painful. It was disappointing to see that all we got was like a game ball. I think when he broke the 100 sack, or he did something, maybe the all-time leader in Cowboys. There's one in there. So it was painful to see. It was almost like Dion holding up a Super Bowl trophy, and the Falcon.
It sucks, right? I mean,
But
but like you said, he spent. Remember, Dion, he spent how many years was it Dallas?
Dion was 5 or 6. He spent as many years in Dallas as he did in Atlanta.
That's right. So I mean, but Marcus Ware spent the vast majority of his career in Dallas. How many years was he in Denver?
Who?
Where? How many years was he in Denver?
3.
Yeah, I think. And the
10.
Yes, exactly. So
huge difference. Huge difference. Maybe for whatever. It was a huge. I mean, all his numbers are in Dallas. I mean, but I'm tell you what, he was one recovery away from which he was right there. If he got that fumble recovery, which would have been a touchdown, he would have been your MVP in that game. I don't think it would have been. Didn't Von Miller get it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was Von Miller. Yeah.
Now, I love the name back. It's not going to happen. It's not going to let them. They're not going to let them do the Redskin name. But yeah, I don't know. What are you going to do? You're going to get into it. But they did a poll, and they did a lot of Native Americans were not offended by it. So I don't know. But I know the world we live in today, it's a little bit harder to do that. So
what I was offended by?
What?
I was offended seeing Kyler Murray in practice wearing a sports bra. Trying to figure out what the hell was that all about.
I have no idea.
What was that? Jesus God. And I said no. And I had to look, and there's multiple pictures of him with similar items of clothing. I mean, I still scratch my head about that.
Yeah, I don't know what the deal is with that. He's probably a good dude. He seems a little odd. I don't know. But again, it goes back to what you say. These are kids. I mean, as we get older, our views change. Or it's the same thing. You probably do it with your kids. Is you harp on them. You're competitive, and you got to do good at school. You got to do all this stuff. You got to put all this effort in. And sometimes I think to myself, I was like, man, was I like that as a kid? Like, did I practice as hard as I could every single time? And you think you did, because your mind is what you are today, not what you were. So as I say, like a lot of these young guys, man, they're kids, man. They're kids in this game. So you don't know. You hope you did it right. And then these teams put millions of dollars into figuring these kids out and figure, are they going to make it in this and that? So it's a hard process.
The guy has no fashion sense whatsoever, and he took a beating online for that. I mean, that looked awful.
This is Troy's bringing up a very tough subject. I want to get your guys' opinion because I care about the Cowboys Nation. So I have a rule. I've always had a rule that if a Cowboy leaves the team and plays on another team, I have to take all their stuff out, and it can't be in the cave if they're on another team. Now, when they leave, they come back. Like Des Bryant, I had to take Des Bryant's stuff out. He went to the Saints or whatever. And then when he was done or not signed with anyone, you bring it back in the cave. So I have, if you look back there's a black helmet that's signed by Zeke. I've got a shelf over here. I'm from my camera's backwards. It's got the Zeke bobblehead. It's got all this stuff. I'm looking at a 16 by 20 over here. I mean, Zeke is pretty well represented because I've always been a fan of the running backs. They're usually my favorite players on the team. So do I get rid of it? Not get rid of it, but do I put it in a holding area? Do I put it in, you have that holding area. You're not in the Hall of Fame yet, so you're in the waiting area. So do I do that, or do I make an exception to the rule and let Zeke stuff stay? What do you guys say?
I want to know what Ultra has to say. He hasn't commented in about 15 minutes.
Well, he said that, or country.
Oh, there he is. Perfect timing.
Yeah. Leave it up. Now, see, now that's a point. Now, believe me, I know Ultra's being sarcastic, but I do think of that. I'm like, well, change the mojo. Does that change the mojo a little bit? Maybe get some fresh stuff in here, get some fresh blood, move it around. Maybe that changes a little bit. Maybe I have a happy medium where I take a little bit, hit that middle ground. I leave some of it up, some of it down. So they're saying leave it up. They're saying leave it up. It would be painful if he wins a Super Bowl with New England. That would be another kick in the gut. You had to watch him do it, then you watch him do it. It would be painful. But some say leave it up. So I'm gonna let it marinate. I'm gonna let it marinate because again, I love Zeke. I've had the opportunity, like I said, to meet his mother. I met his mother and his grandmother. Great people, and they're so sweet, and they're just huge fans of the Cowboys. She actually started following me before I followed her. So, but yes, there's a sentimental part too that maybe I gotta leave them up. So we're gonna figure it out.
Well, you know what it is? It's funny because being a Falcons fan, I mean, I used to be all superstitious, this and that, and I realized this shit ain't working. So I stopped being superstitious years ago. But I guess you know what? It's worth a shot.
Yeah.
Changing things up a little bit.
Nah, see, he tells me let it marinate a little bit, then let it eat Zeke. So let him eat a little bit. So
hey, I got news for you, man. The Jets were picking up Dalvin Cook. That
I'm with you, Joe. I don't think they do either. I don't think they do either. So we'll see what happens. What happens.
To Joe's point, I think with Dalvin Cook in New York now, I think the Jets are taking the AFC East.
Do you think the Jets are taking it over the
Bills?
Bills?
With Dalvin Cook now? Yeah, I think so.
Wow.
Yeah.
Miami's got, I mean, if their quarterback, it's all dependent on the quarterback. I mean, for them, I think they've got a good defense, really good defense. I think they've got the weapons. It's a matter of that quarterback. I mean, he's one shot away. He's one shot away. And the ultra point, the offensive line, we're going to find out in week 2. I mean, Rodgers isn't as nimble as he was in the past.
No.
And he's going to, I mean, Sam Williams, Micah Parsons, Tank, the boys are going to be coming for him. And it's going to be really interesting to see what happens. That'll be a good test. And I want to say they open at Buffalo too. So aren't they at Buffalo? That's a tough.
I got to look. I'm not sure.
Stretch, man. So help us out in the chat if that's true. But
well, to your point about Miami and Tua, again, another guy you got to feel for. He's got all this talent, and you just hope for his sake that he doesn't end up on his ass again this year.
No,
and like you said, you want to win. You want to win like legitimately, not because the guy, the third stringer, was in.
No,
they will block for Aaron. Oh.
I mean, you got to have talent. I mean, I don't know. I mean, I'll be honest with you. I'm guilty. I don't follow a ton of AFC. I'm more of an NFC guy, so I don't really see a lot. My oldest brother's a Dolphins fan. I grew up in Miami, so I know the Dolphins pretty decent, but that's about it. So they open with Buffalo. Okay, they open with Buffalo on Monday night. Then they come to Dallas on a short week. I apologize. I think, Jimmy, I took that from you. They open in Buffalo on a Monday night, and then they come to Dallas. That's on a short week. That's even better for Dallas. Yeah. I think that even gets even better.
Yep, short week. No, You know what? Hey, you can take all the advantages you can, right?
Yeah.
That's it.
AFC is definitely that's why I talk about Cowboys. I talk about the Cowboys, the Niners. I mean, obviously the Eagles you're going to throw in that mix. You can get a team obviously in the South if Atlanta, shows up, their young guys, progress, or New Orleans with Carr if he gets things going. They got some weapons. The NFC, to me, is a 3-team race. No disrespect to my man, Jimmy. I love you. But I think it's Dallas, Philadelphia, and San Francisco. And San Francisco is going to be interesting because I don't know, I don't know their quarterback. I think it was lightning in a bottle. We're going to see what happens. And Kyle Shanahan's going to have to work a lot of magic. I don't know. Their defense is there, but I think – I don't know. What do you think about San Francisco? Are you as high on them, or do you see another team that could – maybe supplant them?
Man, first of all, I see that's where you and I differ. And we've been talking about this. Purdy, I think he's the real deal.
Oh, so you love Purdy.
Yeah, not that I love. I mean, I just think he's the real deal, and I guess we'll see what happens. But they have so many damn weapons on that team on offense. It's crazy. I know Bosa's still holding out. He's a big part of their D, but I think Kittle might be nicked up a little bit. But beyond that, man, they just have so many damn weapons. It's not funny. And I think he's legit. I think Purdy's legit. And I guess again, we'll find out by week 2 or 3.
No, it's going to be you're going to know real soon, and we go to San Francisco after that New England game, and if you guys remember, I chalked the New England game up as a loss because I thought Dallas would be looking ahead and they really want San Francisco bad, and I think they beat San Francisco in San Francisco. So if you had to lose to New England to beat San Francisco, or would you lose to New England or beat New England and lose to San Francisco? If you had to have one or the other, what would you rather have? I think you'd rather beat San Francisco. Obviously, we'd love to beat them both. I mean, I'd love to beat both of them. But it'll be interesting to see what happens, man. That's what I love, man. Get this season started, man. Let's get this preseason out of the way. You're seeing a lot of these veterans, some start and some not. I mean, did Ritter played a little bit, or did he not play?
No, like we only had one of our players start who's probably going to be a legit starter. D. Alford, cornerback. That's it. Nobody else. Nobody on defense. Nobody on offense. They saw 0 playing time the other day. So that's why, like you said, Bijan will probably play against Cincinnati this weekend.
Yeah. No, and some teams just aren't playing their main starters. I mean, I'll be surprised with Dallas. I think on the defense you might get some guys in there. Like you didn't really see a lot. I don't think you're going to see Diggs. I don't think you'll see Gilmore. You're not going to see Parsons. I don't think you'll see Tank, but maybe you'll see some of the other guys. Probably not going to see LVE. So that's really most of your defense. So yeah, probably nobody.
Well, it's that catch-22 worrying about injuries because there's been so many people getting hurt, not only in the games, but even in inter-squad practices, people have been getting hurt. But I'm sorry, Dak Prescott, new offensive coordinator, Desmond Ridder, young guy, he's only started 4 games. I think they need reps with the offense.
Yeah,
that's my opinion. And you're going to do it. You got to do it in game 3.
Yeah,
So
no, I think they should see. I think our Cowboys offense. I would love to see him a series or 2. And I think Dallas. I think Ulcer's right. I think we're gonna McCarthy. I think we're gonna attack their secondary. And I wish UCD had a hell of a game against them. He had and a losing effort. That was one of those. I always hate to say it, but that one kind of it's got to get put on Dak's shoulder.
Up 1-0.
Played and. Everyone played well. The Yankees are winning, it looks like. So
the Yankees. Can I just go off on a tangent real quick? Because now I'm getting worked up because the Yankees.
I want to preface it because I talked to someone about the Yankees. I didn't know they were that bad. And I'm like, how is this acceptable to a Yankee fan? And I said, wait a minute. I got Jimmy D, probably one of the biggest Yankee fans I know. How the hell are you dealing with this inept years that you guys have had? You're getting to be a little Dallas Cowboy-esque, shall I say.
Well, it's ridiculous. And again, first of all, Ultra's right. Aaron Boone's got to go. Another stupid-ass call in the bottom of the 9th last night, intentional walk on somebody we were owning. It would have been the first series we took from a team with a winning record since June, right? Blow a 5-run lead in the 9th inning. Clay Holmes have been money for the last few weeks. And he just gave up runs late. We lose and lose in terrible fashion. And I blame Aaron Boone. And I think Boone and Cashman have to go. We're only 2 games over 500. With our payroll, we're 2 games over 500. We're 12 games back. I don't care if we're up 1-0 right now. It's going to take a miracle for this team. So clean house, get rid of Cashman, get rid of Boone, and do what we got to do. That's it.
No, they need to do something. The Rangers are making fun of you. The Rangers are making fun of you. The Rangers.
Whenever I hear Rangers, I'm thinking of the New York Rangers. Oh, got Texas Rangers. I got news for you, man.
You got Joe is saying the Rays. They want to see Boone get an extension. They think he's the right man for the job.
Yeah, well, yeah. If you're a Yankee hater, he is, or if you're a Mets fan, he is, or a Red Sox fan, he definitely is your guy. Yeah,
it's still in the playoff chase as bad as you guys have played.
12 game. Well, I mean, look. With Troy, I mean, I never say die. All right. We have time, but man, it's slipping away fast. You need some 1978 comeback Bucky Dent shit right now is what you need. Right. Yeah. But we need it now. And I don't think Aaron Boone's the guy. And I love him. He's got history with the Yankees. But at the end of the day, just I blame him personally on at least 7 games this season that we lost. At least 7 with stupid calls.
I mean, I look at it. I mean, they should be able to get the coach that they should be getting coach. Well, now before I forget, because I'm terrible at it, make sure I put it on there as a reminder. Like, subscribe, share if you're new. We hit 1,650 subscribers, over 120 of them in the last 3 weeks. So I apologize. It's I had to get it out, and the alert bell. Make sure you hit that alert bell. That way, if we go live, things can happen, especially during the season. Your boy might be driving. I may want to say, hey, I got to let you guys know how I feel. You'll get that alert. Every time we go live, you'll get a message. So if you hadn't hit that alert, make sure you do it. But like, subscribe, share. There, I got it out of the way because I'm terrible at it. I'm not the best at begging, but I gotta do it every now and then. So when the Yankees never count us out.
And
yeah.
I can't say I disagree with that, okay? But at the end of the day, what is it? They say that in definition of insanity is doing the same shit over and over and expecting a different result. That's what we're doing right now. So again, I say we take care of the front office right now, take care of our manager, and see what happens there. I mean, it ain't gonna hurt. 2 games over 500.
Joe Madden, is he around anymore, or is he
replace
with Joe Madden? Is he
Joe Madden? No, I don't know. I don't think so.
Yeah.
Is he? It must be some of his buddies. You know what? I come home. So went out. Told you after happy hour the other night, I was out. As you know, I put a few things on Twitter. I was a little inebriated. We got home, and like I said, the lights went out right when I was leaving. So actually, it was good timing. We got home, and there was a nasty storm. There was debris. All of our furniture was all over the place in the back. A tree was struck by lightning and split it in half. It was a train wreck. And I said, you know what? This is the Yankee season. This reminds me of the New York Yankees season.
That's what and I've been there. It's like, we're talking and hungry, Eugene Lockhart asked me if I'm hungry for a Super Bowl. I said, God damn it, it's been hungry for 27 years. I've been waiting. So and it just goes to show how hard, I mean, to put everything's got to fall into place when you're building championship teams. It's not an easy thing, but with the Yankees, it seems like some of it's self-inflicted because they've got talent. I mean, they've got that. Ultra's saying maybe avoid his leadership, and maybe that leadership starts with the at the top at the coach, and maybe Boone wasn't the the right choice. I don't know. Did he replace Girardi?
It was Girardi, then Boone. Yeah. Torrey, Girardi, Boone. Yeah.
What happened with that? Is just time ran out? Or?
Yeah, it was his time. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, look, we haven't won anything since 2008. Double star. Jimmy D went to the 4 games. I don't have off the top of my head which games they are, but it's 4 games we're going to be busting out with the red. Pretty excited stuff. Does Jimmy live it?
What about the red throwback? I love
that's what I was saying. 4 games we're gonna have them. I just don't know.
You're doing 4 games with it. Okay.
Yeah. So it's pretty cool. Yeah.
I like.
Hey, speak.
Live at Fire Island. That's where he spotted Kyle Murray.
or at the Blue Oyster. Yeah. Hey, what about the guy on the? Speaking of baseball, what about Wander Franco on the Rays on Tampa Bay?
It came up. Obviously, I live in Tampa, and one of my coworkers is a big fan. I said, you know what, I'm going to stay away from that one because I don't know enough about it. And the only thing I'll say is I pray to God, just for everyone, that it's not true.
Right.
It said something about hush money. He didn't pay hush money. So, and I'm just trying to think, a 14-year-old knows all those things in Dominican. And so I don't know. I'm not going to comment one way or the other because I have no idea. If that is true, then he needs to be locked up for long time. I mean, I think anything against children is, that's one of the ultimate things. I think he should be locked away forever. So I don't know. I'm hoping that ain't true.
I agree with you. I hope it's not true, and I was talking to a friend of the show, and they said kind of the same thing, that what would a 14-year-old know about hush money? I don't know what she don't know, but her parents might know a lot about hush money or extortion and that sort of thing. And again, I hope it's not true. Hopefully it's all posturing.
Yeah.
Hopefully it's fake.
But I hope so. And then Mark, I got a little tidbit for you. You're a Cincinnati fan. Do you know Graham, their pitcher? Graham Ashcraft? Do you know him? He's actually the son of one of my coworkers. So he's a big dude, good pitcher. He had a nice rookie year last year, but yeah, the Reds are definitely the Reds are doing good. Yeah, I'm not going to get into that.
So no, okay.
I'm not getting into that, Jimmy. I'll let you.
Okay, all right. We'll go on to the next topic.
Yeah, I'm not even doing that. So yeah, what's up, my man, Fred? You got to see. I should have took a picture of it. Fred did this unbelievable cut for Eugene Lockhart. He's going to send it to him as a gift. I mean, that's how great our Cowboys Nation is, and of course, Fred's a nice sponsor to the show. And we're at the tailgate party. We're going to be giving away one of these bad boys. So it's going to be a lot of fun. So that's another reason why you want to come to the tailgate, not only to hang out with Cowboys Nation, but my man, Eugene probably going to be popping his head in. And, thinking with Eugene, anything can happen. So,
that's right.
That,
so
we can be doing. So we're going to have a lot of fun. And Eugene is, I've helped him. I don't know how far we've gotten. He's not the best at social media and all this stuff, but I'm helping him with getting on Cameo. So he's going to be able, your boy does Cameo. I do hype videos. I do a lot of fantasy football right now. If you want your fantasy football draft order, this and that, I could do all that kind of stuff. I do a lot of them this time of year, but I also do shout outs, birthday, roast, do all this kind of stuff. So I'm getting Eugene on there, because it's a lot of celebrities and former players and stuff like that. So if he gets on there, you guys make sure you show him some love, get a cameo, because you see him on the show, he's crazy.
He's,
in a good way.
He's hype, man. I love him.
Positive, and he just gets you. Yeah, you think I get myself hyped up sometimes, man. He'll get you going. So definitely support him. He's actually doing a signing. I got him linked up with someone. I think it might be a private signing, but there's a bunch of Cowboys. I'm not 100% sure, but if you live in Dallas, keep an eye open, because he's going to be doing some appearances and things like that. So, off the show, he's been able to, kind of have some fun and do some different things. But there's one thing he loves to do is he loves to interact with the fans. I mean, he gave out his damn phone number. I don't know how many times.
I remember.
And people called him, and he answered them. He said, "I'll answer." That made me think of, who the hell was it? There's someone who gave a big name, gave his home number away to his fans somewhere. He wanted them to call him. Now I'm pissed off, because I was like, what did he take that? He took that idea from Eugene Lockhart. He's stealing. You're watching the show. It was, it was an actor. And for some reason, Ice Cube is coming in my head, but I don't know if it was him. It was a mate. No, it was an A-list person. I don't know who. I saw it on a show or something like that. And, but yes, anyway, it's going to be a good time. He's a great guy. I mean, like I say, he loves jumping in the cave and interacting with the fans. So definitely, if you're out at the game against the Jets, swing on by. We'll let you know the time. We'll let you know the place. I feel bad for my man Mark, because he's going to be getting up early, but it's like he told me, he goes, if I'm up early, you're up early. So we're in this thing together. So we'll be camping out at AT&T to find a good spot that's a good central location for everyone, but more importantly, the best spot that gets me to my seat, selfishly. Mark is close to us, so he has no issues being close into that, whatever area it ends up being. So definitely swing on by. You can stop by and just say hello. You can hang out for a half hour, hang out for 2 hours, whatever you want to do. It's going to be come and go as you please. And it'd just be a lot of fun to mix it up with Cowboys Nation. It's always
and if you got when you got to piss, avoid the outhouses in between AT&T and Texas Live, because I got viciously attacked when I was taking a piss last time in that outhouse.
You never know who's going to be hitting it. So no, yeah, you do that. But it's going to be a lot of fun, man. The season is just, like I said, it's just getting started. And with our show, like I said, we've had great response. Obviously, we love doing Monday Night. Jimmy D and I, as the season comes, we're going to be leading you into the Monday Night Football. Uncle Cheech is going to be coming in, and we're going to be breaking down some games. He's going to make another appearance on one of the other live shows to give some time to do some picks and recap and things like that. So we've got a lot going on. Tuesday, we've got we've got our fantasy football show, so make sure you get that going. Make sure you watch, support those guys. Give Vince a lot of hell. Be nice to him. He's a good kid, but definitely don't let him off easy. So, what am I missing in the chat, Jimmy? Military style.
Military style. Yeah. No, and I tell you, getting back to Eugene Lockhart, he's great to listen to. He's so intense and just all the hype. I mean, he's a motivational speaker.
Oh, it's motivation.
That's his calling, man.
Yeah.
I love that guy. We got to get him in on a Monday night.
It's what I say is when you draft, like he gave a good story. And if you missed our live happy hour, you could, I mean, some of it we're both, BSing around. Go to the end if you want to. Just get a clip, and I should have cut it, but he talked about, and I made a reel of it with Deuce Vaughn, just like the hungry thing, but he really went a lot deeper than that. I mean, he thought he was going to be a second round, third round pick, fell to the 6th round. The Dallas Cowboys drafted him. They drafted 2 linebackers ahead of him. So he was, and they had 3 or 4. I mean, he was like 6th on the depth chart at linebacker going in. And, he was upset. He said, hey, man, why'd you wait so long to draft me? And Tom Landry told me, because it doesn't matter where you drafted. He said, you just come and play. And he goes, well, how can I make this team? He said, you hit everything that moves. And so he did. And he just hit. He said in training camp, they have all the rookies before the pros come. All the rookies come in. And he said he just hit everybody, hit the hell out of all, knocked all the running backs out. He said when training camp went, all they had the veterans. They had no running backs left. But that was the mentality. But he had it inside it. He moved up the depth chart to when the season started as a rookie. He was backing up Bob Brunig. And, Bob Brunig gets hurt. I mean, 4th starting middle linebacker in team history. Bob Brunig gets hurt, who's a longtime Cowboy. Obviously, he's a legend in Cowboys history. Eugene Lockhart jumps right in, and he told a great story. If you missed that, go back and watch that one. You'll never be the same after you hearing it with him, Randy White, and Ed Too Tall Jones. But he holds that position. And it was, what was it, 85, 86, 87, 88, 89, 90. I mean, there's like 6 years. And then they trade him to New England. And he said he hated New England. He wanted to go to Miami. They talked him into it. And then they ended up trading him he thought he was staying in Dallas. They signed him. They talked him into staying. And then as soon as he signed the deal, they shipped him off to New England when he was going to go to Miami. He didn't like cold. And, but I mean, just a solid, solid NFL career, all pro and, all that kind of stuff. But just a good guy, man. He's a lot of fun.
And his story gets back to what we were talking about a little while ago. Doesn't matter where you're drafted. Doesn't matter whether you're drafted. And it is those guys who are 4th, 5th, 6th round, or the Mr. Irrelevant, the guys who have to bust their ass to get there, right? Right. They're this close and they got to get over the hump. And those are the guys who really, lay it all out on the line.
No, they do. Right? And that's what you say. You can never measure. That's why so many first-round picks don't make it. Now, I'm disappointed because I was hoping we're going to have a good tailgate. I guess it's just going to be Mark and I for the Patriots game. It looks like Fred's not going to make it. So, Mark, the thing I'll say, Mark, I'm going to make your life easier. For the Patriots game, we don't need to get up early. We'll go find a spot. But I'm actually bringing a couple people. So I traded my 2 seats for 4 seats. So remember, where did we sit? It was like near the end zone, that corner.
Yeah.
I did the same thing. They're good seats. I did the same thing. So I'll be in the corner of the end zone for the Patriots game. But I'll be bringing my wife and then one of my really good friends and his wife. So she's a Patriots fan. He's a Bucks fan. So we'll make him a Cowboys fan. But he's a big dude. So I'm not gonna. If he roots for the Patriots, what am I gonna say? I'm not gonna argue.
No. Just don't step on his boots and you'll be fine.
So we all have no fun. But no, we're gonna have a good time. So we got a whole crew, and then with Zeke, Zeke coming back, it's gonna be a lot of fun. There's gonna be an excitement. There's gonna be a lot of excitement in the air for that one. So it's gonna be that's gonna be a lot of fun. So if you're going to the New England game October 1st, that's 7 days before my birthday. So if you want to bring a birthday present, you want to, I never turned down a Cowboys gift. Shirt extra large, shirts extra large shorts. That kind of stuff. If you can get that for me, that would be great. And that's pretty much it.
Or maybe a round of beers.
Or I always take a beer, or I don't know how my man Tuck does it with those Cowboy Ritas. I did that in one game, and yeah, those will get those will definitely get. I don't know. Was it your game we did the Cowboy Ritas? I
No,
think
no,
no.
we were drinking beer,
We
and
drink-
our Bears friend, well, he wasn't too interested. He fell asleep
He
after
fell
the
asleep in the game, and the only pictures that because AT&T will take those
yeah.
pictures. The only pictures we found of him was sleeping and shoving his face with a pretzel.
Yes, that's right.
What was it? Josh Ball had one of his best games in Cowboy uniform, and yeah, oh god, I would have cried honestly if they. And I don't think they would have had Josh Ball in it. If he would have been the starting guard, I would have just absolutely just started crying. I was I would have been crying. So yeah, Cowboy
Yeah.
Rita. Yes. Well, I'll see that we can have a trade off. You buy
Man.
me a Cowboy Rita, I'll buy you one for each birthday, and we say we got everyone a birthday present, and it's neutral.
Man, nothing involving tequila is going near here, man. I that stuff I can't handle.
Yeah. Well, Mark, the problem with Mark is he's being too kind, because if he is going to extend any kind of a taxi service for me for games, then I'll never turn it down. So the most important thing of October, not to get off on a side note, is the friends of mine that are going. They wanted to go because they said, I got to see what the hype's all about. I got to see that, Mike, you got these pictures and that. So we want the Mike Tag experience. So if you guys make sure, milk it up a little bit. When you see me with a couple other people that are ones that wearing a Patriots jersey, make sure that you go ahead and you kind of make it look a little like I'm a little bit more important. I don't want to say you gotta bend the knee. I'm not saying you gotta slide a few bucks in and ask for an autograph or there's a picture or something like that. But you can autograph would be kind of cool. I've done one autograph in my life. I've signed one autograph.
Oh, you know what? You're big shot. They should be taking care of you and making you feel good about yourself.
I know.
Come on.
Yes.
I know this is off topic,
I love doing that stuff. So
well, wait a minute. Right now, it's the Cowboys cave that's on. So you got to DVR Monday Night Raw and get to that when we're done.
Yeah, I know Troy talked about doing
That'd be fun.
a wrestling show. The only problem with me, I can't do new wrestling. Now, if you're going to do some with American Dream, we're talking NWO, we're talking that. I'm all for that. But if you want to do new wrestling, Jimmy D's your guy.
I love it.
I don't follow new wrestling.
Yeah, I want to know if that Jey Uso angle's for real. And you see this, I bought in 1996, and it still fits.
No,
it's one of my vintage shirts.
If you would have told me, I would have wore it. Hotels near the stadium. We'll have a Q&A. We're gonna have a Q&A period, Jimmy. We stayed at a decent. It was not a bad. It was an easy walk, right?
No, it was perfect. It was really easy.
Yeah. So there's a Hampton. There's a Marriott. It's right over. I mean, you can't miss it. It's on the other side of the highway. You can actually walk to the stadium. It's about a mile and a half. So you can do that. That's where I usually stay at the Hampton if I can get a room. I'm having trouble getting a room at New York for the Jets game. I think we're gonna have to stay a little further outside of Arlington, and Mark won't be happy about that because he's picking us up. But we're gonna have to figure something out because I can't find that room. But that's usually where I stay. And then sometimes, depending on if what airline, if I take Southwest, sometimes I'll stay right near the airport if it's a late game. That way I can get at least a decent sleep and run to the airport. But usually around that area is good. And the hotels are pretty reasonable. The one that's gotten out of hand is that damn Lowe's. I was going to surprise, my wife and I are going to the Giants game. So I'm like, you know what? I'm going to, be a nice guy. I'm going to take a nice hotel for the weekend. My wife and I, we're going to go watch the Cowboy game. How much do you think that hotel room was?
$4 a night.
$850
Oh, God.
room. That's not including tax and all the other crap they put on top. It would $1,000 a night.
That's crazy.
There ain't no way in hell, dude.
Nah, that's crazy.
And they sell out. I can't believe people will pay that much.
I mean, that's highway robbery. But you know what? I bet you in the off season they ain't charging that much. It's probably less than half that in the off season.
Yeah.
No,
I mean, yeah, if you go during the week, it is. The team hotel, the thing I'll say, I did stay there with my son. We went to there. It's not in the best, geographically, it's not the best because it's up by Frisco. It's a long drive to the stadium. You could see the players, but you're not going to it's not like you're going to have a whole lot of access to them. It's a nice hotel. Me personally, I would prefer to stay closer to the stadium, but it was something. If you haven't done it, it's probably cool to do to be in that area. It's just for the game. All right. Well, Mark says he's good, so yeah, I'm gonna have to Mark. I'm gonna have to text you because I might need some ideas on some areas that are close to the stadium in a good spot because we are striking out, and my usual honey holes are striking out. And I think the only hotel I found was my buddy and I had to go for the 49ers game. We had trouble getting a hotel a couple of years ago, and we stayed at this hotel that looked like it was happening back in the 70s. And they hadn't changed it a bit, and they got the condoms at the desk, that
all
you
right.
buy. So it very, very questionable place. It had a nightclub in there with no one there. I got recognized in there. That was I think I've told that story. It's actually cool. But yeah, I've got to find somewhere to stay, preferably a Hilton, because that's where I use my points.
Now I want to know, did that place have the beds where you put the quarter in and it starts vibrating?
Yeah. I asked, we're trying to find a room, and a beautiful, nice lady was walking down the street, and I'm like, hey, help us out. We got to find a room. And she said, I know this place up the street. And they'll ask you no questions, and they give you clean sheets. So I was like, sounds like a place for me.
That's right. Oh gosh, I can't. Oh, Ethan.
No, I look. Here's the thing. I don't stay at fancy hotels. Like, I stay at the Hampton. It's a general, nothing.
There's free breakfast at the Hampton. How can you beat that?
Free breakfast. The rooms are always consistent. And the beds are nice. It's, so I try and stay at a Hampton that's my first choice. And then it would be a Hilton Garden Inn would be my second. I'm not a big fan of staying at like high-end hotels. Now, I was trying to do that for my wife. I was trying to be a good husband. That's what you do, right, Jimmy? That's how you stay married 20 plus years.
That's right. You're trying to wine and dine the missus. That's what you got to do, Mr.
No, they don't. If you catch them outside, like, maybe if you're there earlier, but if you're there the night before the game, I can tell you, Micah Parsons walked right by me, and it's all business. They have it, everything's gated off. You can take pictures and stuff, but at least when I was there, not one of them. I stayed back and let my son kind of jump up and see if he can find anything. But yeah, they did. I mean, it's game time. It's this and that. So, but I've heard and I've seen, like, if you stay there during the week before that, because the players, they train there. That's where obviously all the practices are. That sometimes I've seen pictures where right outside there's a restaurants and stuff that people have gotten pictures with Diggs or Tank or different players. So it really just depends on the player and how interactive they'll be. So, but anyway. So, what else do we got, Jimmy?
No, I think, man, you let me unload about the Yankees and vent about them a little bit.
Anything else you pissed off about? I mean, you got anything on it before we sign off?
No, man. I'm no complaints, man. Except, like I said, still some shit in the backyard we got to clean up and deal with from the other night. But beyond that, no, man, no complaints. Right. I appreciate you guys letting me vent about the Yankees.
No, I mean, shit, you're in the same boat. We're probably going to have this year we're going to have some passion. There's going to be some passion, some good passion, some bad passion. Hopefully for the both of us and for you guys, because you got to listen to us, it'll be good. Now, some of you guys maybe want some bad. Maybe you want our team to stink because that way you get us pissed off and you're going to get some of it. But either way, we're just having fun. Like I said, thank you. I just want to say it one more time. I know it gets to the end of the show and people start dipping off because they know we're done. But anyone who's hung around, hit that like, subscribe, share, and all that stuff. But thank you so much. We've had just the last month, I can just tell you, it's like 80% more hours viewed, more subscribers, more everything. So you guys, it's really, the show is for you guys, and it helps us mentally, right? I think we both enjoy this part of it. And I've said it, for Jimmy and I, we've been friends for, I don't know, 30 plus years. And we always said we're going to do a radio show together. This is the closest thing that we could find. So, all these years later, we've finally been able to do it. So it means a lot to me. I know to Jimmy, to Kelly, to the fantasy football group. They just love doing it. What you're going to get in this channel, you're going to get fans. You're going to get passion. You're just going to get real. And we're going to have some good days. We're going to have some bad. We're going to be pissed off or we're not. So definitely, I can't thank you guys enough, but spread the word. And more importantly, guys, we got our giveaway at the tailgate. Another shout out to my man Cuts by Jones. Even if you don't win this and you want something special, DM him. He's on social media. You can't, if you're having trouble finding him, get a hold of me and then we'll make it happen. But you definitely want to check out his stuff. He does beautiful work. And then, of course, our tailgate party. I'm trying to find all this stuff. I'm not looking at you. But our tailgate party on the 17th, we're going to have a lot of fun. Like I said, we are going to have, if you're hanging out with Kelly, I don't know how you can't have fun with him. That man's crazy. But we're going to have a lot of fun. We got the whole crew there. Cuts by Jones is going to be working that grill. We're going to have some beer. We have some drinks. Well, as we get closer, we'll give you guys, and you guys that are going to come and sincere about coming and you want some food and all that, we'll just say, hey, throw $5 in, $10 in, whatever it is. And we'll go out and get all the food and I'll be getting some drinks and we'll be doing all this other stuff. So it's going to be a lot of fun, man. Like I said, Eugene will be there. I'm going to order some pictures. He'd be signing autographs, take pictures and all that kind of stuff with the fans. And
it goes to a great cause with him.
Yes. And it will be going to his charity. It's like $10 or something. Who can't pay $10? It's going to his charity where he's doing a turkey drive. He does it every year in his hometown and it gets a lot of turkeys for underprivileged families that can't afford some of this stuff. It kind of helps them out. So we've got so many things coming up on the cave. So make sure you guys check it out. The last thing I'll say is in a week or two, I'm going to do a hurricane show. And I'm just telling you, I saw this story on YouTube and I've been to the Canes game. Anyone's a Miami Hurricane fan, I know Steve, if he hears this, if he's on, there's a guy that wears this uniform. He wears a full Miami uniform at the game. And, I saw the story and then I found him on Twitter and I just messaged him and said, man, I got to have you on. Cause one, you're a Canes fan and I've always, seen you, but two, the story that I heard is something that I think needs to be heard by everyone. It needs to be shared. So it's a really touching story. So I'm going to have him on. We're going to have fun. It ain't going to be a downer, but it's actually, it's a pretty cool story, pretty unique guy. And so we're going to have him on. So definitely, if you see that, make sure you check that out.
And I got to echo what Mike said. This is fun for us, and it's fun having everybody interact and jump in, whether you're goofing on us or a lot of Cowboy fans. Obviously, it's just a good time, and it is kind of funny. We are living out this childhood, fantasy, if you will, and this is a good time. We love doing it, and love interacting, whether it's on here, or on Twitter, or whatever else.
Yeah, no, definitely, man. So you guys enjoy your day. I'll be back on a fantasy football show on Tuesday. Check it out. You might see Jimmy or myself might pop in just to say hello. Make sure everyone's keeping together and we're not having Vince in too much trouble. We'll be live back on Thursday. It's going to be a good time. So you guys take care. Have a great rest of your evening and appreciate all the support. We'll see you.
Eagles, get ready, because you might not like it, but you will learn to love it because we are the best thing going today. Now, can you?